Hi everyone, Susie here from Minnesota, and I garden in a zone 4B, and I'm taking you on my shade garden tour. And these are Bobo hydrangeas here. And this one is just starting to bud out a little bit. Not sure it's going to have a lot. The lamium is looking great still. Blooming here and there, not much. We have gotten so much needed rain, so that has helped a lot. I'm just trying to look at this one. I think I'm getting a bud down here. This one's been a bit behind. It was struggling last year, and this year I think it's just trying to recuperate. That's fine. But this one looks a lot better. So, and this one looks the best. I think this one looked the best last year too. So not much is blooming in my shade gardens. Right now this is when foliage needs to come into play, and colors, textures. I did give these a trim. I didn't take them all the way to the ground. I didn't want such a low. So I'm not sure. I'll still see what I want to do. I think it still adds some nicey like fern texture here. Jacob's Ladder, Pulmonium. I think I will probably come in here and give the lady's mantle a haircut. Just try to see if there's a little bit of new growth in there, but not a whole lot. I did cut back the Chantilly lace goat's beard a little bit. Not all. I probably could, but see, I'm getting looks like some new growth in the hostas here. Cool as a cucumber. First full year in the ground. And then the Sun Kings just keep putting out new growth. That's just amazing. Look at that. And they're coming out to that one down there. This one looks the best back here. And then the black lace elderberry is doing much better. Poking out just a little bit, but hopefully next year it's twice that size. That would be nice. You know, I'm not even going to say twice, even if it could put on another foot of growth. All of that is new growth from the bottom. None of it came from the old wood. I got in here and trimmed everything up. This perked back up with the rain we had. I still have some that's a little flopped over, but there is a lot of new growth down in there. This is one last dance, and this one's blooming. Which are okay. I know some people like the flowers. I kind of go back and forth with them, depending. If they stay a little bit low, I don't mind, but they do start looking really scraggly. So, I will be going in there and trimming them up. This one is cute down here, though. I do like that one. And then my dwarf goat's beard is blooming. still have to figure out where I want to move this. Give it a better shot at life than that little dude down there. This did have some hail damage that you can see from that one hailstorm we had. It is a beautiful hosta. Remember me? It just glows. This is some in substance. This one back here, it's fairly small. It will get bigger. It is Blue Angel. That one does get really big. That is Rainbow's End. A lot of these hostas were just planted within like the last 2-3 years. This was Hans. I should say not was. It is. But I should get over there. But it's reverted to blue. This is Seducer. I love these Heuchera here. They have not bloomed yet. Maybe it's still a little bit early. I know they all have their different bloom cycles. Pretty pistachio. This is Autumn Frost. The Tiarella is looking really good. Looked like it was struggling there. We didn't have a lot of rain. I wasn't good about watering, but I have been watering this area a little bit along with these hydrangeas here, which are Invincible Mini Mulvet. That foliage is absolutely beautiful, like that very dark bluish green. So we'll see if I get anything this year. I may not. Still debating if this garden gets enough sun here. I know it does in here. This Solomon seal had some issues after we got all that rain, so but I've got enough of it. It will be fine, and it's a good grower. And some of these houses I don't know the names of. I've gotten them from family and friends and plant sales. This one is just, this is an amazing hosta. It just fills in really nicely. This is another Remember Me hosta. Only reason why I have not moved it is because everywhere you see this, this is creeping bellflower. So I don't want to move this to another part of my garden. I'm just really trying to keep up with the weeding here, and hopefully, all I do is I try to get as much as I can, but maybe I'll weaken the weed or plant at some point. I did not plant that. So yeah, so you can see there is some variegation in here from Hans. That's all that's left over, and this took over. And you know, I'm okay with this because Hans never, to me, was a wow. But I could cut that off. That's ugly. That is beautiful. So, oh, and the mosquitoes are out. I do have another Rainbow's End hosta in my garden. And this is just a very young one. But beautiful. I love that hosta here. I do have some Painter's Palette Persicaria in here. Sorry, just squishing a mosquito. So, I think they'll look good here, offer some nice height. These are just coleus. I haven't been doing a whole lot of watering, so they've just been kind of sitting there. The Arborvitae here, Techni, looks a lot better. I could go in and trim up a little bit at the bottom there. That's still from last year, but I think it's looking pretty good. I'm keeping this a little more watered. I think there's some new growth down in there. I think it'll do fine. This is a pulmonaria, beautiful. I think it's Trevori. Across a Regal Hosta. So on this I'm kind of focusing more on the hostas and certain plants and heucheras. Curly Fries Hosta, one of my all-time favorite. Oh, there's just something striking about this. Love it a lot. After that rain, all of the Japanese painted ferns popped back up. I felt so bad because all of them were flat, but I've been using my rainwater in my rain barrel to water plants, and then when that's gone, I've just kind of stopped. Not that I want my plants to look horrible, but they're tough. They'll be okay. I don't know this one, but this is so pretty. This is king size hosta. Another cross of Regal. I've had this one for a long time, I would say 10 years. And then Regal Splendor. I like that all of the Heuchera here has gotten more or new foliage popping out, so really happy with that. I think this is a Silver Bouquet Pulmonaria. This is beautiful. Love that one. The ostrich ferns are, I'm just going to say they're holding in there. Just seeing if I could probably come in and trim up some of that dead. This is what they did last year, so I'm not overly impressed with the ostrich ferns. New growth on the spearmint heuchera, so pretty. This right here is just one of my hybrid seedlings that I grew. So I don't know the name of that one, but it is really pretty. And these are just hostas I grew from seed. They all kind of look similar, so I had 3 that came up. Across the Regal, I planted that last year. This is a goat's beard. This will get bigger. Just need to give it time. Back here is where I planted one of my Bridal Falls hosta that I rescued around my dog kennel. It's doing really good, so very happy about that. That is another Solomon seal. It's just supposed to be giant, so maybe, I think around 3 feet tall. Planted that late in the season last year. Very tiny plant when I got it. This is Spartacus. I don't know, that just makes me so happy because things are doing good. They look really good compared to other people being in a drought and with the 100-degree temps, so this looks fantastic. I have a lot of some in substance. One of my favorite hostas too. This is just some of my hybrid Heuchera seedlings. I just grouped together. So there's 4 plants in there. And then European ginger. More Bernera. This one I'm still debating what to do about. It's a dwarf blue Arctic willow. It just looks scraggly. So, still thinking. I think I mowed 2 weeks ago. And then I haven't mown since. I should. Because I have a lot of my... The grass isn't growing, but I mean it's green, but I don't want to because I don't want to burn it. But a lot of my tree root shoots are coming up, so got a little bit of a forest going on. There's some Bernera here. That's a favorite. Next to the obsidian Heuchera. So hopefully this is a goat's beard. Hopefully the one over here gets to that size. I'm hoping in the next 3 years. Some in substance is starting to bloom also. The bees and hummingbirds do love it. So right now there's not a whole lot of color in my shade garden, so I'm kind of appreciating the blooms of the hostas. The bleeding heart, which is totally normal, is going dormant. It will come back next year. This Heuchera grass looks really good. I'm just very happy with the way. I wish I would have had one more kind in here to kind of, I don't know, complete these. But for last year, planted them late. Oh, I planted them in the fall after I took them out of my fall planter arrangement. So actually, they've done really good. But this is very protected back here. I think it's its own little microclimate. This is a Bridal Falls Hosta. More Lady's Mantle. Blooms are a little more yellow, chartreuse. Doing a lot better. I'm surprised this is doing as good as it is with the bloom stalks. This grass here, and this is the Pixie Founted Tufted Hairgrass. Deschampsia. So I must get enough sun here for that to... I wasn't sure, so... You can see all... I probably could mow. This is getting a little bit long. But we don't have rain in the forecast for the next probably week and a half. And we're going to be back up in the 90s. Is that normal for Heuchera to bloom again? This is spearmint. I'm really surprised to see that little stalk there. The Ajuga looks fantastic. I love how it goes over the rocks. This hosta is Wolverine. Another some in substance. It will get big in this area. This is just Pachysandra. I think it's Japanese spurge. It's a ground cover. So eventually it should fill, but look how glossy that is. Tiny little bloom stalk on my still be here. I don't know the variety. All of this was from the same plant, so I split it into 4. Not doing too bad. I know I did lose some. It is amazing how resilient perennials and shrubs are. This is Golden Tiara. I think it's a nice ground cover for a shrub. Not a shrub, sorry, for a hosta. I was stuck on shrubs. Just fills in really nicely, keeps that compact shape. Grows really quickly too. This is Komodo dragon. This one's beautiful. See these. I do have to come in here and I'll just pull. There we go. Make it look a little bit better. This is Dancing Queen. It's just gotten huge. And then World Cup. I'm not sure why it has that in there. Well, it's a little different. A little streaking, but I love how the leaves are cupped and they're kind of, it's more of a vase shaped when you look at it like that. These ferns are called Godzilla, and I've moved them so many times and they just never look good. So the one over here really looks tough. And this is another silver bouquet pulmonaria, so I might move that one. I did have 3. I lost one of them. I think this is Brother Stefan. It's never done the best for me. But it's not entirely its fault. When you plant hostas next to big trees like this, they do tend to suck out all the moisture, and hostas love moisture, so. This poor shrub here, the azalea, just did not like the dry. I know it's putting on some new growth there, but I think I'm going to retire that if I find something different. This is Shrimp on the Barbie pulmonaria. Love that. It's kind of weird how you think all pulmonaria looks the same. But I think if you had it side by side, you'd see the difference. This one is called Afterglow. I just planted this. And this is Lemony Lace Elderberry Sambucus. I love this for that contrast of foliage and color in here. I did need something lime green, so liking that. Beautiful Astilbe. I just don't know the variety. Humpback Whale, which has a big bee on it. It's a beautiful morning, nice and peaceful. This one is Summer Warrior. It glows, but it also has these purple flowers it comes up with. How pretty is that? I mean, they are pretty. I'm sure if I got in there close enough too, some of them would have a scent. We'll go over here quick. This is still kind of a shady spot, especially over here. Lamiastrum. Along with Lily of the Valley, and they're kind of duking it out. Alright, and I did the other portion. I kind of combined this. This is a really pretty sight to me. This is one of my favorite shade gardens, this area in the back. The one over here by the tree. I need to do some figuring out with that. Alright, so hopefully you enjoyed this shade garden tour, and bye for now.